Hello friends, welcome to the Tech Grants. The last two video that I have made was on design pattern, singleton and simple factory. But what I found was that it was little boring to learn just about the design pattern. So what I've decided is that I will mix the low level design along with the design pattern and we will learn both of them in parallel. So do let me know in the comment section if you like this approach or not, or should I go back to just creating a video on design patterns. So in this particular video, I'll be taking a low level design on data ingestion framework where we need to ingest data into our system. We'll discuss about the requirement and everything. And as part of this particular video, I will show you the application of factory method and abstract factory design pattern. So these two design pattern will be covered as part of this particular video. So if you don't know about these two design pattern, no need to worry. I will explain in detail about both the design pattern as part of this particular video, and I will show you the code how you can implement these two by taking the example of the ingestion framework. So we will cover the low level design for data ingestion framework, and we will also cover the design pattern of factory method design pattern and abstract factory design pattern. So let's jump into the requirement for the data ingestion framework. So what data ingestion framework is, it can fetch data from multiple sources. So we have a system and we need to fetch data from multiple sources. Now these new sources can be onboarded at any time without affecting any change to the existing source. So currently if I have two sources from where I am pulling data into my system, tomorrow I can onboard a few more sources and the existing code or the existing source that is working, the new onboarding of the source should not break the existing sources or the existing flow of the code. Now the next requirement is that source can provide data using any method as per their convenience. So source system, it's up to them how they want to share the data with us. So they can share it using a file, they can share a file to us along with the data like a dat file or a csv file, or they can expose an API with us. Maybe they can share the database link with us so that we can query the data from their system. So it's totally up to the source system how they want to expose their data to our application. The next requirement is that we have a large scale distributed system. So part of our data will reside on on-premise storage and part will be on public cloud. So why this requirement is there? Because the application that we are dealing with is like a multi-continent rollout. So few things we want to store on each of the countries on-premise storage, because that's the norm. They, each country has their own norm and they don't want their data to go outside their country. So there will be on-premise storage that will be set up in some of the country and part of the data will reside there, and the data which can reside across continent, those will be put on the cloud. So this is one of the requirement. And finally, the decision to store, whether we want to store it on premise or we want to store it on cloud, that should be made on the fly, that is during the runtime, and it should be based out of some parameter. So if a parameter is passed, based on that particular parameter, you put the data on premise or into one of the country on premise infrastructure, or you put it on the cloud. So these are our requirement and we'll see how we can implement this by using the existing design pattern, which is factory method and abstract factory. So if we break down our design into small components, what we need is that if there are multiple sources, so this block can be considered as sources. These are our source, and this is the basically storage. And and as it has been defined that the source can basically expose their data as per their convenience. So our application should either read an API, or it should read a file, or it should read a database. It should read, if someone has a data lake, then they can share the data lake link, how we can pull the data from their data lake. So those are the basically sources and the way we can read the data from the source. And this list is not exhaustive, so going forward there can be a source system who is running on Postgres database, there can be a source system which is running Oracle database, so this list can go on and on. So there can be different method. Maybe there is a source who has exposed their Kafka topic, so we are a subscriber to their Kafka topic and we want to read data from them. So this list can go on and on. So this is where the requirement says that if I have coded for this read API and if I want to add Kafka, that should not impact the read API. So that is how we have to design the system. And for storage part, we need to store it on premise, on cloud, and even this list can go on and on. So even different country can have different on-premise infrastructure, and maybe some of them has a private cloud where we want to store it, where we want to store our data, and the private cloud can be different cloud, and storage type can vary there also. So even this list is not exhaustive. That is what I wanted to imply. Now, if you remember the previous video on Simple Factory, so we were dealing with a similar situation where we had multiple source, but there was not multiple storage. So this is the additional complexity into this particular design. So if we remember, what we did was we created a factory in the previous scenario in a Simple Factory method, and that factory on the fly used to decide whether to read the data and ingest using API, or whether to read data from file, or whether to read data from database and ingest. So that is what the Simple Factory pattern was doing. It was not dealing with this scenario where we have to ingest into multiple sources. So this is where the factory method pattern will come to our rescue. So what factory method pattern tells us is that rather than the main method, which in our case will be this factory method, rather than the parent method deciding the basically deciding to create the object, it should be delegated to the subclasses. So the object creation should be delegated to the subclass. So what we are telling here is that rather than this parent class, which is factory, there should be some subclass, which in our case can be these two. So these two can be a subclass of factory, and the actual method creation, or the actual object creation, not the method, I'm sorry. So the actual object creation should be delegated to these two, which is ingest on premise and ingest on cloud. So these two should act as a factory, and these two should have the functionality which used to have had in this factory method. So what we'll change the design, and it will now look something like this. So rather than factory, we will call it an ingestion service. This is the class which will be exposed to the outside world, and the on-premise class and the cloud class, these two will now act as a factory for us, which will implement this service, ingestion service, and the responsibility of creating the object will now lie with these two. This is what factory method pattern tells us. So let's jump into our code editor, and we will discuss about, or we will code for this part where we will basically create a factory for on-premise, a factory for cloud, and each of these will basically be implementing the ingestion service, which was the old factory. So let's jump into the code editor. Let us start with creating a new package. The new package will be DI framework, which is the data ingestion framework. What I will do is we'll copy the code which we wrote for the simple factory method, the simple factory pattern, not the factory method. Uh, I don't want to refactor it. I will just copy it and paste it here. So, and we will modify this simple factory pattern to our as per our need. So initially we had this source data from API, and for those of you who have not watched the video on Simple Factory, please go back and watch that. And this is just a continuation of that particular video. So we had this source data from API. Let me just open all these classes from Simple Factory. So we had this source data from API, we had source data from data lake, source data from file, and from database, and we created this ingest to database, which was an interface which was implemented by each of these. And finally we had this factory of sources. So what we just discussed is that now rather than this factory of source creating the object for us, this should be delegated to the subclasses. So let us first create a subclass, And before creating the subclass, we'll just refactor this and we'll rename it to ingestion service. So what we are going, or we already had ingestion, yes, we already had an ingestion service where we were getting this factory source. So that's fine. So what we'll do is we will make this ingestion service as an interface, and now we don't want this factory of sources because the factory will be delegated to the subclasses. So this will be an interface, and we can just make it as a default implementation here. So this will be our default method which will ingest the data. And now one more thing that we require here is that we want to get the instance of source. Since we don't have factory, from where we'll get the instance of our source. So for that, what we can do is we can create a method here. We'll create a method signature, and we'll say, we'll just remove this, and we say that you get the instance by source. So this will be a method. Now this method will be implemented by the subclasses which will inherit this particular which is the ingestion service interface. So let us create those two subclass for this. So first subclass will be we can name it as on premise storage. So let us create on-premise storage class, and this will implement ingestion service. So we just need to implement this method. So when we have this get instance of source, we are implementing it here. What we need to do is whatever the work that was done by factory initially, now this will be delegated back to uh, the subclass, and the subclass in our case is the on-premise storage. So here we will basically just we don't want all these, we'll say return new API source, or return the source data file, return data lake, and finally return database. And if nothing is there, then return null. So this will take care of the object creation for our on-premise class. Now the second condition was we need to create a storage for our cloud also. So before creating storage for cloud, we need to create the class which will basically ingest the data into our cloud application. So let us create that. So we'll say cloud source data from API. So this can implement our ingest uh, data. The name was ingest to database, ingest to database. So here we can simply implement the ingest method, and we can write our code here to ingest the data into the cloud storage, and this will pull the data from API and store it into the cloud. So this we can say that cloud pull data from API and ingest. Similarly, we need to create another Java class which will be cloud source from file, and this will again implement the same ingest to database. And here we'll have the logic that for cloud storage pull data from file and ingest. And similarly we can create other classes for this. Now like how we created the on-premise storage here, similarly we need to create a class which will be for cloud storage. So this will be called cloud storage, and this will now implement the factory, the old factory which was which now we have made into interface, and which is ingestion service. So we'll implement it here, And as part of this ingestion, what we'll do is similar to what we did in on-premise. We will copy it from here, and we will paste it here, and we need to modify it. So now we want to source the data from cloud API, and we want to source the data from cloud file. And for these two, since we have not created for now, we can just comment it out, so these can be extended. Now when we have taken this approach, every time I onboard a new source, be it on premise, be it on cloud, we just need to come here, create a new class for that kind of ingestion for that particular source. So suppose I want to add onboard a new source. Now that new source will give me the data from a database, and I want to ingest that data into my cloud storage. So for that, what I will do, I don't need to touch any existing code what we have. All we need to do is we need to create a new class. We'll say cloud source data from database, and we will implement the same ingest to database, and we will say that we'll write our logic here that whatever we want to do. So this will be cloud source data from database and ingest in cloud storage. So this is what we are going to do. And the only new thing that we want to add is, since this has to go into the cloud storage, so we will go to our cloud storage class, and we'll say that if this is of type database, the sourcing is of type database, you create an object for me of type cloud storage data, cloud source data from the database. So now we don't need this factory of source, so we can simply delete this. The factory of source is not required for me. uh, we have our ingestion service which is working fine. This will basically get the instance. Only thing now is that I need to invoke the ingestion service. So let us go to our main class. So as part of main class, now this factory of source is not required. Ingestion service, we cannot create it directly now because this is an interface for me. So where the object will be created, it will be either created by on-premise storage or it will be created by cloud storage. So if I want to store my data into on-premise, so what I will do is, since this is implementing on-premise, I will say on-premise object, and this will create basically on-premise storage for me. And using this on-premise object, I can now call ingest to my database, and this will be for API. So let us run this. So what this will do is it will create the object. It should basically source the data from an API, the source system which supports API, and it will ingest the data which will be stored on the on-premise storage for me. So that is what this particular functionality will do for me. So you see, it will read from API and ingest, and this came from where? This came from, if I go to on-premise store API, so this is sourcing from source data from API. So this will read from API and ingest. Now similarly, if I want to source from an API and store it on cloud, so what I need to do is I need to do similar thing. I will just paste it here. This will be cloud object, and rather than on premise, what we need to do is we need to get the cloud storage object, and using cloud storage object I can ingest into my API. So let us comment this part and let us run this part. So this will basically pull from API which will be on cloud based. So this will pull the data from the source which exposes API, and it will ingest the data into the storage which is present on cloud. So this whole execution, or this whole implementation, is the implementation of factory method design pattern. So as part of factory method design pattern, what we did is, let us go back to the PPT. So as part of the factory method design pattern, what we did was we had an ingestion service here, which is the interface. It delegated the object creation to one of the subclass, and the subclass was on-premise ingestion or on-premise storage basically, and cloud storage. And these two subclasses had the responsibility of creating the object which is relevant. Now the relevance comes from whether the source is supporting file ingestion, API ingestion, sorry, or data lake ingestion. Same thing goes for cloud. So this is the complete implementation of factory method pattern. Now we will take this one level up and we will implement abstract factory pattern. So currently, if you saw the code, what we were doing is, every time I have to store it on premise, the data on premise, I had to create an object for this subclass, and if I have to store the data in cloud, I had to create an object for cloud storage type. Now what abstract factory pattern tells us is that it is a pattern of, basically it is a factory of factories. So what this will do is, what we'll do here is that, since we have two factory here for creation of on-premise storage and for cloud storage, we'll create a factory on top of these two. So that factory will decide whether we want to ingest the data into an on-premise service or we want to store the data on cloud. So let's go back to the code editor and implement this, and the explanation will be more clear. So like we discussed in the PPT, now we need to create a factory of our factory. So currently we have these two factory, which is on-premise storage and cloud storage, which tells me that from which source to pull the data from, and based on that source there will be an implementation to handle that particular source. Now for ingestion side, when we come to our client code, we see that every time we have to create a new object, and based on that particular object we will ingest the data into one particular storage, so whether it is a cloud storage or on premise. But our requirement told us that we need to do all these things during runtime based on some parameter. So this is where the abstract factory will come to our rescue, and will implement the abstract factory method now. So what we will do here is that we will create a factory of these two method, which will be cloud storage and on premise, and based on some parameter which will be the storage type, we will discover whether we need to create the instance of cloud storage or on premise. So for that, let us create a factory first. So we'll name it storage factory. So we have this storage factory. Here we will create a public method. We need to return the on-premise storage object or cloud storage object, and both of these are of type ingestion service, since it has implemented ingestion service. So we'll say this will return ingestion service, and we'll say get storage service, and this will accept a string which will be called what we can say it storage type. So based on the storage type, we'll say that this factory will create a new object for one of the storage type. So here it will say if storage type is equal to uh, cloud, then we will return the object of cloud storage. Else if the storage type is equal to on premise, so for this we will return on premise storage, and finally we will return null. Now if tomorrow I have to add few more things, like if we have to add new places where I have to ingest my data, like we were discussing during the requirement phase, that it can happen that some of the country will tell that I want to store the data in my country only, I don't want to let the data go out of the country. So we might want multiple on-premise implementation for different countries, because their storage might vary. Some can use AWS or some private cloud, or some different kind of storage. So maybe someone is using Oracle database, maybe someone is using a blob store, and all those kind of scenario can come. Basically the idea is that this list will go on and on, and once we have implemented a code, we don't want to change that particular code. I don't want to, if I have to onboard on-premise India, I don't want to change anything in my on-premise storage, because this is already running in production and it is not causing an issue to me. So once this factory of factory is ready, now all we have to do is we will go to our client code. Rather than creating an object for this cloud storage, what we'll do is we will create the object of our factory. So our factory will be exposed to the client. So we'll say that storage factory equals to new storage factory, and using this storage factory we need to get the storage type. So we will say you get the storage service for me. So if I want to store or ingest the data in cloud, we'll say that you give me the object of cloud, and from the cloud you pull the data from an API. So what this tells us, that the source from where I have to pull the data will expose the data using an API. I will get the data and I will ingest that particular data into a storage which is based on cloud. So ideally what this will do is it will call this service, which is cloud storage data from API, which will pull the data from API and ingest it into the cloud. This is what the expectation is. Let us run the method and let's see. So here if you see that we are not exposing anything else, or individual subclasses are not exposed to the client. So you see this is pulling data from API and ingesting, and this is for the cloud service. Now same thing if I want for my on-premise storage. So we'll say on-premise, this will be on-premise, and let us say file. So first one I should have commented, but anyway, so this is reading from file and ingesting the data. So this is how we have implemented the data ingestion framework, and we have used the abstract factory pattern and the factory method pattern. So basically factory method pattern is hidden inside abstract factory pattern. So whenever you use abstract factory, you will use factory method as well. So this, because abstract factory is a factory of factory. So I hope this was informative. Do let me know whether this approach is fine with you guys or not, to come up with the low level design along with the design pattern video. So that is it for this particular video. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.